Welcome back to the Education Bharat Know Your Journey. This is Yogesh Landge. In this video, we will learn about the convection heat transfer coefficient. What is convection heat transfer coefficient? The definition of the convection heat transfer coefficient and the examples of it. So let's see the convection. So definition of convection. So convection it is the mode of energy transfer between the solid surface and adjacent liquid surface. So it is a mode of heat transfer of thermal energy between a solid surface and the adjacent liquid or the gas that is in a motion, and it involves the combined effect of conduction and the fluid motion that we call it is a convection. So let's see, this is the temperature and the velocity profile. Okay, so the heat is transferred from the hot surface to the air. So if you consider the solid surface, let's take this is the hot block. This is the hot surface, okay, on which the heat is transferred between the hot block surface and the air which is flow on this one or which is contacted. Okay, now in this case the direction of the you see the air is flowing like this one, okay, on the surface of the hot surface. Now how the heat is transferred? Heat is transferred from this surface to the adjacent layer, then to the adjacent layer, and likewise it will go away from the surface. So this is what we call the energy transfer between the solid surface, this one, and the adjacent liquid or the gas. In this case it is the gas, that is the air. Okay, and the temperature profile for this case you see is like this one. So as you go away from the surface, hot surface, then the temperature goes decreases. But at the same time, if you see the velocity profile, we know that in this one, as we are nearer to the surface, the velocity is less, but as we move away from the surface, the velocity is higher because of the less friction. But the reverse case in the temperature profile. So we can say the adjacent layer which having nearer to the surface is a hotter one, and then one by one it will transfer it. So it is a combined effect of conduction and the fluid motion, and that we call it is a convection. So with the help of this picture you can easily understood what exactly mean by a convection. So see here, there is one person's let's see, this is the hot surface, okay, through which the heat is transferred to this cold surface. How it is transferred? It is the hot surface, it gives the heat to the adjacent layer by the conduction, and then just because of the motion of the fluid or the gas, we call the fluid, it will transfer to the next one. So in this case this surface is not directly contact with this one. How it is contacted? Just because of the motions of this one. So we can say the heat is transferred from the solid surface to the adjacent layer, and by the motion of it, it will transfer, and such a case we can call it is a convection. Now there are the two types of the convection. Okay, the one we call it is a natural convection, and the another we call it is a forced convection. Now let's see what is the difference between the natural convection and the forced convection. The natural convection. What is natural convection? If the fluid motion is caused by the buoyancy force that are induced by the density difference due to the variation of the temperature in the fluid, we call it is natural. It means there is a motion of the fluid just because of the buoyancy forces, and that can be just induced because of the density differences, and this is happened just because of the variation of the temperature. It means at once the temperature of the fluid is vary, the density of the fluid get changed, and just because of the density differences, the buoyancy forces are applied on the to move the motion, to get the motion of a fluid. Another is the force convection. Now what is force convection? If the fluid is forced to flow over the surface by the external means, either it may be the fan, it may be the blower, it may be the pump, or you are stirring it. So such a type we call it is a force convection. Means forcefully we are passing the fluid on the hot surface or through the that. For with the help of the picture we can easily understood what is meant by natural convection and the force convection. So this is the example of the natural convection, and this is the example of the force convection. How? See, this is the hot egg, okay, so on which the heat is transferred on the surface of the hot egg to the air. But what is the direction of the airflow? It will be move upside. Why it goes move upside? Just because you see, as the dense cold air is contact with this hot surface, it gets heated, and because of gaining the heat, the molecules get lighter. The density of air molecules are lighter, and just because of that one, it will try to move upside. At the same time, those who are the cold molecules which are placed here, it will try to push the hot molecules to up, and they are contact with here. So such type of this way it is the natural convection. So buoyancy force, density difference, and a temperature. But at the same time, the another picture, it shows the hot egg, but direction of air you see like this one. Why? We are putting here the fan, and this fan is passes the air, cold air, on the hot surface of the egg. Now the air molecule is not have a time to be contact with this one, as it is contact to this surface, and again it is just leave the surface, just because this fan is pushing that molecules to go away. But here it is depend on the temperature. So once it is reached to the temperature, then only it will move. Means the density, once it is difference, then only it will move, otherwise it will as it is nearer to the surface. But here the molecules, it is continuously, whether they gain the heat or not gain the heat, they will go away from it. So this we call a natural convection, and this we call it is a force convection. Now according to the Newton's law of cooling, what is the equation for the convection heat transfer? So we call it is a convective heat transfer, and for that one we have the equation. The Q convection says this CONV is called a representation of the convection, is equals to the H, which is called a heat transfer coefficient. A is the surface area on which the heat transfer takes place, and the temperature difference between the surface and the surrounding. It will give you a heat transfer rate. So where we can say H is the convection heat transfer coefficient, surface area, temperature of the surface, temperature of the fluid sufficient far away from the surface, that is the surrounding temperature, and the Q convection is the heat flow. And the units are given: watt per meter square, degree Celsius, meter square is the area, degree Celsius is the temperature, and the heat flow rate is measured in terms of watt. Now what do you mean by a convection heat transfer coefficient? This is the term is the constant. Just like in a conduction we seen there is a K. K is called a thermal conductivity. Now here also the H is also called a constant term, and that is the convection heat transfer coefficient. What is this the convection heat transfer coefficient? It is an experimentally determined parameter whose value depends on all the variables influencing the convection, such as surface geometry, nature of the fluid motion, the properties of the fluid, the bulk fluid velocity. Okay, and from that one we calculate the convective heat transfer coefficient, okay, which is the constant term, and that is depend on this one: surface geometry, fluid motion, properties of the fluid, and bulk fluid velocity. Now the question is, if this is the last section of this video, the question is, why is it a windy at the seaside? What is the reason behind it? Again, the answer is it is just hide in a convection path. Now we know that in a natural convection, what happened in a natural convection, the just because of the density difference, the buoyancy forces are active, and because of that one, it will be push the cold air to the hot air, okay, or the cold fluid to the hot fluid. The same thing is happened here. If you see, then the land is more warmer than the sea. You see the sea, the temperature of the surface temperature, or the air which is on the sea, it having a colder one, and these on the land you will see it is the hotter one. And just because of that, you see the cold air is always pushing the hot air. So here the case is what happened, the cold air from the above sea moves into the take place warm air at the has risen, and because of that one, continuously you see there is a windy from the seaside to the land, just because this here the atmosphere is warmer and here is the atmosphere is colder, and because of that one, this air have the less density and this is the more density, and because of that the differences, the buoyancy forces are applied and it will try to move the side. Thank you very much to watching this video. Thank you.